So guys, we got this Buick. Carl, I just brought it in. From what I'm told, they said it doesn't start. I don't know, it's going through another person. They said that, I guess they think it might be the fuel pump or something. So we're gonna come in here. It's getting hot right now. Oh, and look at that. We don't even have power. I'll have to get the truck over here. Wish I had known it before I walked over here. They just took it off the trailer. Let's see if we have you. Let's see if we even have a battery hooked up. Oh, that's right. These batteries are in the back. To have coolant, because there's no cap. It's really, really low. See if we even have oil. We have oil. Are we gonna even be able to pump the trunk because we don't have any power? I think these are in the trunk, or are they underneath the seat? Somebody please tell me, even though I already know by the time you tell me. Let's see. Did I leave the key in there? Yeah, I left the key in there. Let's see. Wow, that comes flying up and toward my tag. Is the battery underneath the seat? Probably should have looked that up first. I'm not even going to worry about it. I'm just going to get my jumper cables and we'll see if we can crank this. Found the battery. Nobody panic. It was right here underneath the seat. Make sure these are tight. Yeah, it's tight. I wonder if somebody put a new battery in here, because here's one of the caps. It's hard to tell how old the battery is when they just when they sit inside like this. I don't see any numbers on it, like dates. So I'm gonna bring my truck over. We'll jump start this. So guys, got my jumper cables hooked up right to the battery. I'm gonna connect them up to the truck. Got to give a shout out to my friends over at Windy Nation for always taking care of me with my cabling needs. Let's see. It's taking like 10 amps right now. That's about what the car usually takes when you wake it up. See, they even sent me some really heavy 4/0 wire. I don't think I released it yet, but I upgraded a bunch of stuff in the truck with 4/0 like this instead of 2/0. See the 4/0 right there. And then they hooked me up with 20 feet, so we're going to be stress testing the crap out of this soon. So this is 4/0 20 feet, so I can extend this. But are we still at 8 amps? Let's see if we get some power in this car. Look at that, now we got a security light. Now everything wakes up. It sounds like a no fuel. Okay, so I think what I'm going to do is I grabbed my Thinkdiag when I walked over here. Plug the Thinkdiag in, and we'll see if we can turn the fuel pump on and hear it. Try to do this as simple as possible. So I'm going to switch over to the Thinkdiag. We'll do a full system scan, see what we got so far. So here we go, we're on the Thinkdiag. Don't know if this will auto ID the car or not. This might be too old. Where did our AC turn on? There we go, turn that off. Oh, it did. 2002 Buick LeSabre. And right now, guys, we're actually charging at 41 amps, so the battery voltage must be coming up. Let's do a health report. Should be pretty quick. Let's see, does this have an air pump? I don't see one. So we'll say without air pump. I think this is a limited. Because I think the custom has the roof. Yeah, this is a limited. Custom has the cloth roof. Okay, so we just have 2 codes in the memory seat module. So that's not our issue. Let's go back. Let's go under system selection, powertrain, actuation test, fuel system? No. Output controls, fuel pump. I don't hear a fuel pump, guys. Yeah, I'm not hearing a fuel pump. Let me grab a mallet, see if we can bang on this tank a little bit, see if we can get it to turn on. If not, then we'll have to hook up our fuel pressure gauge and see if we actually have fuel pressure. But I don't think we do because I'm not hearing anything. Let's turn this on. Yep, still not hearing anything. Go to the other side. Not hearing anything. So I guess I'll quick grab out a fuel pressure tester and we'll see if we have any fuel pressure. So guys, I got this kit right here. It's kind of nice. It's made by Dynapex. It has these SUR and R fittings and hoses, and then you can test the fuel volume and pressure with this. So I'm going to hook this up to the car. So you just take off the feed line. Which one's the feed? I'm assuming this one's the feed. I think that's the feed. And we can just tee this in here. And we can see what's going on. So I'll do that real quick. I'll be back. So guys, I got it teed in right here. This should be the return side because the regulator's right there. And got it teed in, so I'm going to turn the fuel pump on using scan tool, and we'll see if this pressure increases. Let's see, I'm gonna have to do this separately because I can't record and do it at the same time on the screen. So here we are with the Thinkdiag. Turn this on. Let's try turning it off. I have nothing up here. Nothing. So let me go back, I'll show you guys. So here we go, we saw no pressure increase. Try cranking it, see if that makes a difference, make sure that it's not a scan tool issue. Let's see. So yeah, we saw no pressure increase. So what I'm going to do real quick is I'll look up a diagram, I'll look at the relay, where the relay's at, make sure that we have power going to the relay, and if we do, then I'll just hook up my injector cleaner and we'll run the car over to the shop and that'll rule out anything. So guys, I got a diagram here. Let's see if I can set this down here somewhere for us to see. So we got our fuel pump relay right here, fuel pump fused right there, 20 amp. And this is in the, it says rear fuse box, so I'm assuming it's that one. And then you just got a simple wire coming over for the relay control. So I'm gonna get set up, we're gonna test this relay, make sure we got power going to the fuel pump, at least from up here, and if we do, then our issue's under the car. So I also noticed that there's this random wire that's running out of the back seat here for some reason. Yeah, somebody ran a wire through here. But I gotta quick check this. So guys, the box is upside down. So like you can see the positive sides over here where my hand is, like goes on that way. So you flip it up and it says fuse 1, 20 amp, and then it shows 1 right here. But if you don't pay attention, there's no fuses on this side like there are over there, the maxi fuses. You have to flip this box around. So you gotta look at it upside down. And fuse 1 is right here. So that's the fuse we gotta test. Actually, it looks intact. And then our relay, let's see which one's our fuel pump relay. Fuel pump 39. 39 is this guy right here. So I'm gonna see if I control this bidirectionally using the scan tool, if this will click. Okay guys, so listen, hopefully this will pick it up. If I turn the fuel pump on, hopefully you can hear the click. But the relay is clicking. So that proves our control side's good. Our power and ground for the control side. So now you just gotta check the power and ground, or the power going to the fuel pump. So let's pull this relay out if we can. There we go, that doesn't look that bad. So let's put my bypass relay in. I don't hear anything. Let's brought a test light over. Let's see. So one of these pins is going to have constant power on right here, and one's not, so one diagonally. So we're gonna see if we can stick this in here. Sorry about that guys, my alarm just went off for a live stream. So let's see. Actually, you know what? I don't have to use that there. Put this on here. Just set this here. Let's hook our ground up. There we go. Sorry about this, guys. It's hard to do one-handed. So I got my black lead going to the battery ground right here. And then we'll touch this to one of these terminals. Look at that. So we have good power. This side shouldn't have anything right now. So it's most likely our fuel pump is the issue right now, because we ruled everything out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my bypass relay in here. I'm going to turn it on. I'm going to bang on the tank, see if I can get the fuel pump to turn on. If it doesn't turn on, then we'll use my injector cleaner to get the car to run. So guys, I banged on the tank a little bit and we got some fuel pressure. I'm going to see if this will start. I think the fuel pump stopped running too after I banged on it. Let's see if it'll actually start. Okay, so it ran for a little bit, then died. Let's see what's our fuel pressure. Drop down. Like it should stay. Should be able to get this running just by banging on it. Most of the time I can. Like I heard it prime. I hear it running, and our air compressor's running. Look at our pressure right there. You can see our flow. We're at what? Around 16 pounds of pressure. I mean gallons. Sorry, 16 gallons per hour. There we go, guys. We're running. There you go, we're slightly higher now. So I bet you the pump just has a bad spot in it. I'm gonna quick grab the scope. We'll put the scope on and we'll see what this pump looks like. So guys, I got the fuel pump. Oh, I got the amp clamp around the fuel pump relay. And look at this. This thing is really, really bad. Look at that. Fuel pump should not look like that. Let's see. That is cool. That actually might just be one dead spot. Let's go down lower. It's usually around 8 humps for a fuel pump. Oh wait, what happened? So how do we lose our dropouts now? It's crazy. How did we go from having dropouts to no dropouts? Crazy. Wonder if maybe it heated up and now it's making a good contact until you shut it off again. So guys, I shut the car off. The car's off and the fuel pump looks like it's getting worse now that the car's off. Let's see if we can get a trigger on here so it stops like cycling around. So I'm gonna let it sit here. Actually, I might just shut it off for a little bit. Let's see if we can shut it off and turn it back on. So it does turn back on. Doesn't look pretty though. Be nice if we could get this to like stay like right at one spot. There we go. Let's see. Yeah, so I'm gonna let it sit here for a little bit, cool down, and we'll see what happens. So guys, I wanted to show you something. So right now the pump's running. We're maintaining just over 13.2 gallons an hour. So if I open the valve and bleed off some, let's go right there. Or what, like 15 gallons? And even wide open, we're not even flowing that much. Because that full flow, and we pump the fuel out, and the current's really high. So look at this, guys. The current's going up to 14 psi. 14 amps, and the amp clamp's zeroed, and then it'll drop back down. See, we're at 0. You can see it right there and there at the bottom. Let me move it up a little bit for you guys. So we're zeroed, and we're on a 20 amp scale. We put it back on, and like it jumps around. Like sometimes it'll go down to 7 amps. So yeah, it's crazy. See, now it dropped down. Now it's at 4. Now it's going back up. So I thought that was pretty interesting. So we're getting a new pump in here tomorrow, and then I'll show you guys the new current. So guys, we got a new fuel pump. Sorry about the glare, it's very bright right now. I didn't buy this fuel pump because this car's for a car lot. Okay, and they're really cheap. I'll charge them extra, and yeah, they get the cheapest stuff. They wanted me to use a used fuel pump, and I'm like, hey, I'll put a used fuel pump in if you want, but you're paying me to do it again. And they're like, can you test it? I'm like, yeah, if you want to pay me to test it. But anyway, so we got a Spectra fuel pump made in China. I will not use these type of fuel pumps on customers' cars, like unless it's like an absolute last option, like they're stranded here from another state. And I tell them straight up, like, I'm like, I only install OEM ones. I had to use one before on a car. That was that other one I think you guys might have saw where the guy had fuel dumping out everywhere here on the Envoy. I don't know if I released that video or not before this one, but that one I tried to get an OEM one, and with the coronavirus they kept like dragging their feet. I guess we gotta change the connector on here now too. Look at this. Here's the new style connector instead of like the auction sensor style connector right here. So I guess we gotta do that now too. And look at this. There's no part number. There's nothing on this pressure sensor. Nothing. Not like the OEM one right there. But yeah, I'm gonna get this together, and then we'll see if everything matches up. Then I'll put it in the car and see what happens. But I hate using aftermarket fuel pumps. They always screw me in some way. Like the last one left me stranded, and I had to walk like 4 miles with no cell phone service in the middle of winter. And I don't blame the customer, because it was an Audi and it was like 12 or 1400 bucks my cost for the fuel pump. So I got a cheap one offline that said that it was OEM. That was 200 bucks. It was just the pump itself, not the whole housing. And it left me stranded. I'm like, never again. So yeah, that's the end of my rant. So guys, I got it together. Look at this. So this one's shorter by like, what, half an inch, 3/4 of an inch or so. See, I'm not pressing it down. It's literally shorter. And then it doesn't even have the sock on the bottom. Like most fuel pumps have 2 filters. They have this one right here that filters bigger stuff, and they have one on the inside that filters smaller stuff. I don't even know if this has one on the inside. Oh yeah, there might be one in there. It's hard to see. But this plastic is so cheap. Like the whole thing just feels flimsy and it's like half the weight of the other one. You can see the pump on this one is bigger than the pump on this one. This one's like super tiny. I don't know if I can show you guys that. Let's see. You can see the pump right there. That black is the pump. On this one, the pump is gigantic. Just crazy. This is why I don't use stuff like this. But yeah, we'll put it in and then we'll test this thing. And I also got a new filter coming because I told him to order a filter and I didn't get a filter. So guys, I soldered and heat shrink them. I used these heat shrink solder connectors that I showed you guys before with the low melt solder, and I noticed something. It was these. I found out something. So if you use like this butane torch, it's a cheap one from Harbor Freight, it doesn't have a flame that comes out when you have that tip on. If you take the other tip off, like that piece right here above my finger, if you take that piece off, then it will have a flame. But if you use that, it spreads the solder out so much nicer. You can actually watch it flow up the wires rather than using the butane torch. Because when I did these with a torch, you'd be careful you didn't burn it. But this thing, you can hold it like almost right up here and just keep moving it around, and it'll melt it, and it flows so much nicer. So I think I'm going to do that from now on. Like you can see, like it flowed out. Like you can see there's more concentrated towards the center, but you can actually watch it flow out on the wires. It's actually pretty nice. Just wanted to add that in there. So I can get this put in the loom, tape it up, and then we'll connect it up and we'll test it out. So guys, I got the scope set back up. I'm going to turn it on. Let's see, let's turn our switch on. See what our fuel pump's at. We're at 3. See it going up? It's because our pressure's rising. I think that was it. I think that's the air coming out of the lines. Yeah, it has to be. So we're right around 5 amps or so. Let's see what's going on up here. Look at that, guys. We're at just under 26 gallons. So 5. Let's see, what does that equal? I don't know, what is that, like 22 gallons an hour? So let's see what happens when we open this. We'll bleed some off. Let's see. I think they said you want to see like a 5 psi drop or so. So what are we at? 52. So we'll open this up. We'll leave it there. Right around there. And we're at 50. We're at 26. Look at that. Just above 26 gallons an hour. So that's pretty awesome. So we're going to start this up. Actually, I'm going to put the relay in and we'll start it up and we'll see what our fuel trims look like. Oh, here you guys go. So to look, see what a new fuel pump looks like. There you go. That's what your hump should look like. On this, we're on a 20 millisecond time base, and I have the battery charger on, so our system voltage is up. So that's what it should look like when you have a new one or a good one. You should have nice even humps. They should be pretty consistent. So guys, car's running here. We're at what, 44 psi according to this, and our flow rate is what, like probably around what, 32 or so. It's hard to do math because you got really uneven numbers. You got 26.4 gallons per hour down here. You got 39.6 right there. But according to this, I think this car is what, 208 horsepower, 205, something around there. So we need around 17 gallons per hour or so. So we're way above that. And if we open this just a little bit to see the pressure drop, like we'll open it till it hits like 40. Look at that. We went up in flow just a little bit. So I'm not an expert with this thing. I'm trying to mess with it. Get some known goods, get some bads. So there you go, new fuel pump. And I know our flow is way higher than our old one. Hopefully you guys like it. Maybe I'll use this more. See you later. So guys, here's some bonus footage. So I came in the car, I wanted to see what our fuel trims were at. Let me show you this. So we'll go back. Run our fuel trim. Let's unselect these. Guess we'll pick that. Engine speed. I hope that's voltage. Here we go, injector pulse width. Short term. Throttle position. Engine load. So look at this. So look at our fuel trim. Negative 25%. And where's our short term? Oh, it might be on the next page. Here's our short term. Negative 3. Throttle position 0. So we're subtracting 22% fuel. But look at our mass airflow sensor. This is 3.8 liter engine. We're at 760 RPMs or so. I don't think it should be 5.2 grams a second. I think it's over reporting. So I'll see if they want to address that. And we'll go from there. But I just wanted to add that in here for you guys. Just thought you might like it. Let's see. I'll show you guys another thing that I saw too when I was putting this cover on. So here's what I saw when I was putting the cover on. So the mass airflow sensor, I think that's for the mass airflow. Yeah, mass airflow sensor. Somebody put a new connector on. I don't know what brand that is, or if that's original or not. It says ABD on it. And then on top of that, they ran these lines up and over. Like somebody made their own lines, and they don't clip in. I think they changed these lines too to braided ones. I don't know if they were braided from factory, but I tried lining them up in the clips, but I can't get the clips to close. So they're gonna have to straighten that out. But I wanted to show you those fuel trim issue. So see you guys later.